Hey guys, this is how I edit my YouTube videos in Final Cut Pro. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to King's Tech Review. My name is Daniel King and I will be your host tonight. So if you haven't liked, shared, or subscribed to my channel, where you're going to get some great information. On this channel, what we talk about is tech gear, we talk about video gear, we talk about audio equipments. Also, we talk about affiliate marketing products and how to start affiliate marketing business here online. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. God bless, and let's jump into this video. So the first thing we want to do when I start editing my video is I am going to record it on my camera. You can use your phone or you can use your camera. It doesn't matter. So I record my video onto these SD cards right here. They're going straight into my camera. Now I have a dedicated recorder that I use. It's called a Blackmagic Assist. Now the Blackmagic Assist, I'm going to leave links to that below so you could go and check it out. It's a dedicated recorder that uses the same SD card. I'm plugging these SD card into my Blackmagic Assist. Now the Blackmagic Assist will record my audio and video separately from on my camera. Because before I had a Canon 70D and I recorded on that using just the SD cards. I didn't have this Blackmagic Assist dedicated recorder. And what happened? My camera just burnt up totally and never got it working again. And I encourage you to get a separate recorder. Now, if you're just starting, use your phone. Use your iPhone and record it and use the footage from there and upload it into whatever software you're using. Okay, so I record my video, and after recording my video to the SD cards, then we're going to start importing the video into whatever software you're using. Now, I am using Final Cut Pro. I don't know what you're using. When I started off, I started with Sony Vegas, and which is on the PC, and iMovie. Now I'm on Final Cut Pro. I import all the footage from the SD card into Final Cut Pro. Okay? And the first thing I start looking for is the audio levels. Okay guys, welcome back. Let's jump right into Final Cut Pro. Okay? So right at the bottom here is Final Cut Pro. So I'm going to click on it. Now I have an older Mac, okay? Bought this in 2010. It's pretty older Mac, okay? And the first thing when we open Final Cut Pro, we're going to see all these projects. We're going to start a new project, okay? So this is an old project, so I like to minimize my screen. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go up to File, and we go to New, and the first thing you do, we're going to start a new project, okay? And we're going to title the project. Let's just call it Test Project. Okay, so we're going to test it. All right, and if you see my settings here, video 1080p HD and resolution 1920 by 1080. All right, 60 frames. The frame rate is 60 progressive. Okay, and you could click on this and you can see all the different frame rates that you want to go to, and I'm going to be rendering Apple ProRes, and that's the codecs, and this is the standard color space, which is the standard 709, and then stereo, and also this is the channel stereo, and also 48K. Now if you want 32 you could go, but I'll just stick to what Final Cut Pro recommends. Okay, let's go into it. Let's press, this is the test project. All right, and this is the date that I'm working with, because if you look up here you could see the same date, January the 24th. So let's go into this. Open project. So test. So that's a new project there we just set up. So right here, this is the project here. Okay, so there's nothing in the project right now. So what we're going to do, all right, what we're going to do here, we're going to go here and we're going to import some files. All right, well, the first bit of settings that we look at here, after I've placed my SD card, I could see on the side here the drives that I have in. I have my 500 ST, that's my drive. Then I have my hard drive, PC and Mac hard drive. Then I have, this is my local drive, right? And right here I have this here is all my files that I captured on the video card. Okay, so it says untitled. So if I click on this, I'm going to see a file. All right, then I could click on this, the next file, and I could go down and see all the files that I recorded. Now let's work with a short file. Let me see if I find a short file. Let's look on the side here. Now, this tutorial is for beginners, okay? So this is the event, right? And I could, this is our event here that we just, if we want to create a different event, we could create it right here. We click on this and we create a new event, okay? But we're going to keep it to this event, right? We're going to add it to this existing event. Okay, so all my files here, I want to leave it. Some people say copy it to the library like this, but I like to leave it, the files in the same place. All right, because I have an older Mac and sometimes it could slow down the Mac. All right, and I don't want a slow Mac. I want to be able, when I'm editing my files, I want to be able to edit it, quicker. All right, so you're just going to leave that in place. All right, and then the tags, just leave this because it's checked already automatically. Don't worry that. All right, and what I click here normally is on this optimized media, but I uncheck that and I click create proxy media. All right, now why you creating a proxy media is because it creates a media that is proxies, it's like onto it, but it's a smaller file size, okay, because you want to be able to edit it easier. And there's a rendering process that goes in the background. I'm going to show it soon. That could, if you create optimized media, then it would take longer for it to render the files. Okay, so for beginners, you want to just click this. Just go with that. All right, it will create your own proxy file. All right, and just leave the others just like this and press. Let's see which one you're going to import. Let's import this little file here. Okay, number 2. So you press import. Okay, so we have one file here, and this is what we're going to work with. Okay, I'm going to cut it down a little shorter. This is actually about, let's just work with a little piece from here. We're going to press I on your keyboard, and just a short file, and O. All right, and then we're going to press E for enter. Okay, all right. Okay, you see here. Okay, so we're going to press E for enter. And here's your file, right? So it's going to go straight on your timeline. This area is your timeline. So it's going to go to your timeline. And the first thing when I look at this file, let me open it wide so you guys could see. All right. So I just Control plus, and it stretches out the file. Okay. When I listen to this file here, let's see what I'm seeing. Okay. I'm going to play it back. Hold a second. Okay, so you see this short file? What I look for first, I am going to look at the audios. You see how the audios are pretty much very low? Now you could use this little bar here. You see where it says 00, and you could turn up the audio. But you want everything touching this bar here. You want it level to the bar. So what I'm going to suggest that you use, let's bring it back down to 0. Zero. Okay, right? So we're going to go right here into the effects, okay? And we're going to look for the audio effects, all right? Audio and video. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and you see audio effects. The first thing I'm going to look for is on this, I'm going to drop an equalizer on there, all right? I'm going to drop an equalizer right here. Bam. Okay, so the equalizer now is there. Now, if you're looking for the equalizer, you look up here, right here. You see right here where my mouse is? Click on the volume there, on the speaker. And when you scroll down, we hold here, scroll it down. Okay, see that equalizer there? We're gonna fix that audio using the equalizer, and then we're gonna look for compressor. So search down here and press compressor. C-O-M-P. Okay. Let's see if anything. Okay, so compressor came up here. We're gonna use this compressor here. AU multi-band compressor. Okay, so we're going to drop that right on the file here. Bam. So we now, when we scroll down here, we have our equalizer and we have our compressor. Okay, AU multi-band compressor. So we're going to open this equalizer here. All right, and then we're going to open the compressor. So the compressor is here. Okay. Now I would suggest that you leave the compressor to the same fast and smooth setting. All right. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, after you finish that, what you want to do is you're going to go over to the equalizer, and what you're going to do, you're going to roll off some of the low end. So you're going to just click this. All right, so that's going to roll off some of that low end here, and all you have to do, if you see this little tab here, just drag it off here. Just kind of funny. Okay, so you're gonna drag it right between the 50 and 100. Okay, that should be good. And this area here, we're gonna bring this area up from the 20K. We're gonna bring it up a little bit. All right, to bring out the high parts in your voice. Okay, here, let's play back our audio and see how it sounds. Okay. Okay, so you're hearing the compressor engage as well as the equalizer. So what we're going to do after that, that's all you need with that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the volume a little bit. We're going to go to the loudness here, right here. This is the loudness. So all I did was scroll up. And it's right here. There's an equalizer built in too as well. So I go here to the loudness and I will increase the loudness somewhat. Let's try 66%. Okay. Okay. We're not going to do noise removal and all these different things. Okay. We're going to increase the volume a little bit and turn it up a little bit. Turn it up just a little bit. Now the compressor. We bring down the compressor a little bit. Okay, now let's listen to the voice. Okay. Okay, so you hear that there's a difference there with the audio. Now I still turn it up because on my keyboard here, you see the volume is up to, let's say, up to about, let's say we want it up to about half. Okay, and you want to be hearing it clearly when it reaches. Okay, so I like that. I like that sound right there. Okay, so that's perfect for me and I could go with that. All right, so the audio is fixed. Okay, click out these. All right, so the audio is fixed right here. Okay, what I do next is I'm going to bring in my adjustment layers. Okay, so I'm going to drag this here. It's on the custom. All right, I'm going to drag this here, right over here, underneath here. And let me minimize this. Right, Control minus. And I'm going to bring it there. And what I'm going to do here, I am going to add an effect on this. All right. Now a color correction effect. Okay, to affect my skin here. Okay, so I'm going to grab this color correction effect and place it right there on the adjustment layers. Now everything under this adjustment layer, it is going to change. All right. How I get to the adjustment layer, I highlight it, click on it, and then I will go up here. Okay, by this one here, and I am going to the color correct panel. So I'm going to click on this. It's going to show me the color correct panel. When I get to the color correct panel, then I normally leave this like that, the color. I don't really want to interfere with that too much. So I'm going to go to the saturation, and I'm going to bring down the blacks a little bit. So you're going to see the blacks come down a little bit, look a little darker. Alrighty, right there on the blacks. And then I'm going to increase the saturation a bit. Okay, increase the saturation a bit. You see it look a little, a little brighter, Okay, exposure. Let's see. We could bring down the exposure a little bit. And then I could bring down the blacks a little bit. I could, but I don't want to bring down the black too much. Okay, so then the exposure here, this one here, the highlights, we could highlight it a little bit more. Then the midtones. Let's see what works good. Midtone, okay. I could bring that down just a little tab. Okay, I kind of like that one there. I kind of like that. See the blacks a little bit more. Nice. Okay, so give me, you can see the blacks really black. And also you can see the other colors to the background. Everything just kind of pop a little bit more. All right. So that would be the effects section of this video. I will add my effects. All right, when I'm happy with that. Now you could play around with whatever settings you want here, right? But I didn't really touch the color. I just kind of leave the color there. All right, and you could, just for beginners, I think that you could add whatever you want. Move these things around, move these midtones around, and see what you like. All right, but I kind of like that. So that could stay right there. So as you can see, it's rendered here. That is a small proxy file, and it's rendering. You see, Now, when you have video here, like for hour and stuff like that, this is just about, let's say about almost 5 seconds. All right, probably about 5.5 seconds here. Okay, and could you imagine video for like about an hour, 30 minutes? All right, how long it's going to take to render? All right, this is rendering. The process is, you know, the Mercury playback engine, that's what they call it, and it's rendering right here. So it's rendering all the colors out. So when you have a lot of footage in here and you're rendering out big projects and stuff like that, it's going to take a lot of resources from your CPU. Okay, so you just have to be careful, because when you add in textures, now we're going to add text. So I want to add a text here. Okay, so I'm going to add a text right here. All right, this is a lower third that I just add. Now I could just add text. Now let me show you how you add text. Let's say we go over here and I want to add something like, let's say, a little simple text. Let's go through some of my text. We're gonna add some of this. Okay, let's get some more text here. All right, let's just add some plain text, right? Let's take off this one here. This one. So I want to make this one here my main text. All right, what I'll do, I'll right click on it and make this my default text. Click, right? So anytime the keyboard shortcut for text is Control T, okay? So you're going to put Control T and you're going to add a text. All right, so that should make it shorter. All right, so you're right here in the text area. Then you go up here. You want to edit that text. You want to go back out because you were in the color board, the color correct panel there. So you're going to go over to text. You click on the text back here because double is in the beginning. All right, double here is at the beginning. So I will go here. See double here? All right, so in order for you to go to the, you have to go to the beginning because this is not just a normal text. You have to go to the beginning and you have to delete that. And we're just going to put test here. All right, kind of holding my phone and everything in my hand. Okay, so you can put test right here, and this just comes right in. All right, so Control T to add this effect, this text effect, as I showed you before. Okay, let's move on from this part. Okay, so what we did before, let's go over what we did. First thing, we worked on the audio, we got crispy audio. Okay, so that's the audio. Then after that, we worked on effects. So we use this custom adjustment layer here and we drag that in, and all we did was add the color correct effects on it. All right, we drag that and we place that on there. All right, so you got effects, and then we worked on our text or titles. Okay, so we go for titles and text here. All right, and now we worked on it. Well, I showed you how to use the compressor and the equalizer. All right, that's for the audio. And then now if you want to crop your videos, okay, let's see, we're going to crop our videos, cut it if you want to cut it. No, you go to the B right here. These are the tools that you use. This is the blade tool. If I want to cut my video, I would click on the shortcuts. I could go to right here, or I could cut my video up. I could cut it here, cut it here. All right, normally I don't like too much dead space between my voice. Okay, so I will cut out the spots, right? Then A, back to the normal key, and then what I'll do, I'll just drag it here, and drag it here, drag it here. Okay, and just do this for that. Now there's a shorter way to do this, and I could show you, but just for beginners, just when you want to get started and get videos out, this would be an easy way to go. All right, so let's play this audio back. Okay, hold on. Let's go again. Okay, so you see my transition coming in here. All right, and it's going to render. All right, so this is pretty much. So if you have your intro, you want to put your intro in front here. Okay, you're going to put your intro here and your outro here. Okay, make sure everything here good, line up properly. All right, so these are the tools that you would use. You have the select tool. All right, that's A. You have the trim. Now if you want to use the trim, all right, you could just click here and you could trim the ends. I don't use it much. Probably I need to use it some more. You could just trim the ends and whatever the case may be. Okay, Go down here. If you want to position, no position. If you want to leave something in a position, right? Let's say I want to leave that there, and I want to bring, wait. Let's say I want to bring it to a position. Let's say I want to move it from here, and I want to move it over here. Okay, you see that? It creates a space on this side here, you know, black space. So the position would change. Okay, now if I want to bring it back over there, it creates a space, a big space, all right, for position. So I want to undo that. Okay, so I undo, and you could always undo stuff, right? Which is Command Z to undo. All right, then for the blade, the range, if you want to just export a particular range, I will use this range tool and I will export this. Now, how you export? All you do is you go up here and you export this to master file default. Okay, now you have the options to load directly to YouTube and Facebook, okay, Vimeo, and if whatever addition you want to add here, you want to add, let's say TikTok or whatever the case may be. No, that's a different video. Okay, so if you want to export, I normally export this in my master file, right? These are the settings here. Okay, and this is the format. Okay, video and audio. I want resolution 1920 by 1080p. Color space. This is what I'm going to be using. QuickTime movie. AAC. Include all the chapter markers and stuff like that. Okay, so this is how I export my stuff. All right. Now I press next, and it will export. Okay, so we're going to cancel this. All right, so we learn about this tool here, which is called the range tool, range selection tool. Then the blade, all you do with the blade, I showed you the blade, you just cut it up, and to whatever you want. And when you cut with the blade, you go back to A, which is select, and then you drag it in wherever you want it. Okay, all right. Now, the next tool is the zoom tool, and we're gonna highlight this portion alone, where you put it over. This is the timeline. All right. So for a tip, if you want to play, if you don't want to have to go up to here and press play, all you do is press the space bar. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to it. I'm going to zoom in this section right here. We're going to go here. I'm going to zoom this part in. Okay. So this is the only part that would be zoomed in. Done. So between here and here, we're going to zoom it in. All right. So we're going to let it rend in the background. Okay, and we're going to fit this back here to the screen, okay? So from here, let's see what we're doing here. All right, so it's normal, unless... Okay, so you see it zoomed in, right, when it got to here. All right, so that's how you do a zoom. Now, if you want a smooth zoom, okay, if you want a nice zoom, what you're going to do, you're going to click on this. Let's zoom in just a short section, okay, from here to here. Go here, then we go to a Ken Burns. We click on this one here. All right. It says transform, then you go to crop. Okay. So you're going to go over to Ken Burns effect. All right. And let's say I want to zoom into my mouth. All right. So you're going to start here and you're going to end it. I'm going to end it right. I'm just bringing this in a little bit. Oops. A little tricky there, hold that. Okay, so we're going to end it with my mouth there. Okay, so it's going to go here, it's going to begin here, and then it's going to end like right over there by my mouth. Okay, so let's see how that works. Let it rend out a bit. All right, so I press done up here, and let's do this. You see it? You see that? See that effect there? Watch it again. Okay, so you could zoom in like that, and this one here is a sudden zoom. Okay, so this one here is gradual, and this one here is sudden. Then it gets back down here. So that is how you do that effect there. You cut. And now what we're going to do, we add some effects here. Let's say we're going to add a transition right here. So I want to show you how to add transitions. Down here, where it says transitions, all. So you have these transitions here. Okay, you have these that work really good. Basic transitions, that's nice. Blurs, grids, all these are transitions that you could use. Okay, so let's say we want to add a transition. Now the shortcut to add a transition from here to here. Let's try a transition from here to here, this section. Not too bad. Okay, let's try this one here. Basic. Let's try this one. Let's try this basic one. That's a simple one. Okay, you could just drag and drop. You don't need to delete the old transition. Drag and drop. Okay, so it's already rendering. Let's go. Okay, so you see that transition, how nicely that came in. Okay, that's how we do it. Okay, so as we look at it, basically that is what I do when I'm editing my video. Now, as we look on this side here, pay attention to the mouse. Okay, so this is transitions. Okay, you could close it, you could open it. This one here is effects. All right, you could do the same thing. All these different effects I have extra effects. So, you know, you see that there, extra effects that could do different things. Okay, let's see that. All right, then we have more effects here. Could do that. More effects. Go down, see different effects. All right, all these are different effects. All right, so this one here, pretty much, okay, when you look at it, right, you see this section, let me move it and show you the difference. This makes it bigger. Okay, the timeline just gets bigger. All right, and you can make it smaller, all depending on what you like. Okay, and this one here stretches it as well as opens it wide. Stretches it so you can see your audio levels better. Okay, so that's all that is. Let's click this back. Then this one here, if you want to scrub in here, if you want to scrub around, you could use that. Okay, I don't really keep that on. Now if you want to hear what you're saying, you could, or you could turn off the volume. Okay, turn it back on. Okay, now this one here, I don't know why I haven't used these much. Oh yeah, you could hear the volume. You could scrub through listening to your voice. Now, I don't really like that one, so I keep that off. The only one I kind of keep on is this one here to the end. Turn on video and audio skimming. Okay, so I kind of turn it off, right? And I turn it on sometimes. Okay, but you want some sound effects. Okay, so you click on sound effects, make press play. Okay, so you have all these different sound effects that you could pretty much use to add to your video. All you do is go here and you drag it down here. Bam. Simple like that. Right? Line it up there and wait. You see? You add that. Okay, you will want it, you delete it. Press delete. Okay, and you add something else. Let's see. Okay, you're gonna add siren. Let's say so. Okay, so you just pull it down here, add a little siren. If you want to cut it down, right, because the siren going all the way down here. So let's minimize it there, which is Command minus. All right, so we're gonna come here. Oops, sorry. Oh, I forget to show you this. This here turns. Hold on, let me show you this. So it's right there. You just don't want it all the way. Okay, here. Command plus again, and you open it. Now, what you want to do here is you want to, okay, all right, so you see that? This is the siren effect. And you want to bring it down here, you want to make it, right? If you look right here, there's a lever that you pull. So you pull this, right? And what's going to give it a smoother effect? So it kind of builds like from a distance, and then when it gets closer to you, you know, it comes off. But if you look at it, and I think a gradual effect is always better. Instead of, you could turn up the effects and you could turn it down. Okay, so you don't want it too loud. Okay, so let's say you want to get some music. Let's just get some random music here. So I will go to my iTunes and let's try some random music. Let's see what's this. Let's try this. Okay, let's just drag this in at the bottom here. You don't want your screen so big, so Command minus. You don't want all that music. You want a little bit of music. So all you do is go to the end, drag this piece in. All right, plus bring it back open. Now this bar at the bottom here, you could actually bring it here. All right. And as we go in here, let's finish up this tutorial now with this effect, this music. All right. So as I'm talking, all right, you don't want all that sound. You bring it here, and right here's a lever. Okay, pull that there. Next one here. All right, and you bring it in gradually. Want to hear your voice has to be predominant. Okay, your voice. Okay, so you want to load this on a little bit more, just barely hearing the music. Okay. Okay, so you can work with that. If you want to delete any parts of this video, just delete it here, and then what you could do is bring this back out. You see? All right, so you have this here, and click that there. Okay, so you're hearing the music, but you want to hear the voice more than the music. Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial for beginners. If you want, you could take this information and apply it to whatever DAW you're using, whatever editing software you're using, so that you can get great quality videos and also audio before you upload it to YouTube. So I want to thank you for joining me here at King's Tech Review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And all the gears that I use would be in the description below. Thank you for joining me here at King's Tech Review. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.